Alright, once again, we're going to talk about where we were as we're going to go into where we're going. So today, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. Okay? SWBA, what's that stand for, guys? Students will be able to. The T is silent, okay? I've explained the joke to a few of my other classes. I'm still not getting any laughs. That's unfortunate. But you guys usually give me a couple laughs. That's good. Solve multi-step linear equations, okay? 0.4. We're going to get into that. We need to finish up the 0.3 multiplication and division first, or the two-step equation, first. We're going to get into it then afterwards. Hey, heads up here. Looking at potentially having a quiz here either Friday or Wednesday of next week. We don't have school on Monday, okay? Either Friday or Wednesday of next week, so either of our next 2 days of class. So just a heads up over that. It'd be over our first 4 sections. Okay, it'd be over our first 4 sections. So just heads up on that, okay? Just to be aware that's on the radar. Okay, so you're not like blindsided by that. And so once again, we did addition, subtraction, continued that. Then we went through, we did multiplication and division, finished off that. And then we did these two-step equations, right? I believe, what did we do? We did number 4 as homework, right? Number 4 was the homework, okay, for that, on this, on these two-step equations, okay? So we have s divided by 12 minus 9 equals negative 11. Who wants to come up here and do that one? You guys did this homework. You were not here, no. Did you watch the video? There it is. Okay. So, okay. Now I know the video's gonna be long, right? Because I just started recording, and I recorded through the whole class. But are we like doing stuff the whole time, like crazy?
I mean, like not crazy, but we're doing stuff.
We're doing stuff, but is it like a crazy pace? We're going through like 20 problems. No, okay. We're doing a problem. We work on it. We check. We do a problem. We work on it. We check. Okay. So if you watch the video, you don't really have to sit there and watch the whole hour, 20-minute video, or hour, 10-minute video, or whatever it is. Okay. You guys can skip through, go one problem, work it out. If you got it, go to the next problem. Go to the next problem. Okay. You guys can just scroll there in the video. Okay. You guys can do that high-speed scrubbing, what it's called. And you guys can go from problem to problem to problem to problem. And you guys can crank out that video in a lot less time than we actually do in class because it's more at your pace. Okay. So that's the thing. Okay. So anyway, number 4. Anthony, thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, I don't even know if I got the answer right.
Okay, what would be your first step?
Adding 9 to both sides.
I agree with that. Let's add 9 to both sides, okay? Now we have s over 12 is equal to what?
12 over s. Or
Negative 11 plus 9.
or adding 9.
You said add 9 to both sides.
So 8.
Okay? No, negative 11 plus 9.
Oh yeah, I thought negative 2.
Negative 2, okay? It's negative 2 because are these signs different or the same? They're different, so different signs are subtractive. So what's 11 minus 9? 2, okay? If you need 11 minus 9, go to start at 9. Okay, if you had 9, how do you get to 11? 1, 2, 10, 11. You took 2 to get there. We make it a negative. Make it a negative because the bigger number, 11, was negative. Okay? So now, Anthony, what do we have to do now to get rid of this 12? What are we doing with the 12? We're not multiplying right now, but we are dividing. So how do we get rid of division? Multiplication. What are we going to multiply by?
1. Or
If you multiply by 1, nothing changes.
I don't know, another 12.
Another 12. We'll multiply by 12. Now, if we multiply the left side by 12, what do we also have to do?
Do the same thing on the other side.
The same thing on the other side, right? And I write in parentheses, that means we're just multiplying, okay? So hey, this 12, we can think this as a 12 over what number? 1. That often helps us. Okay, so what can we do with this 12 and this 12? Cross reduce, boom, boom. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 1. So what are we left with on this left side?
S.
Just s, very good. Equals, we saw the equal sign. What's negative 2 times 12? 24. Negative 24, right though? Because a negative times a positive. And now is s by itself? You betcha, we're done. Okay, hey, what's better than 24? 25? SpongeBob. Yeah, it's like 25. Yeah, they're laughing over 20 for like 24. They're just like losing it.
I don't know why that's so funny. It's
It's hysterical. Okay? Questions over number 4. Okay, so even if you didn't get it right, does it make sense why we would do it this way? Okay, we just walk through our steps. We say, hey, okay, first step is to add. We review how to add, or really subtract here is what it ended up being since the signs are different. We say, oh, S is being divided. We undo the division by multiplying. We multiply by the same number we're dividing by. Okay, number 5. Here, we start a little bit differently. If k minus 12 over 5 is equal to 4. What's different here compared to here?
It's like the problems.
Okay, to multiply by 5 first. Here, we had to add before we multiply. But here, because the whole thing is being divided by 5, rather than just the s being divided by 12, the whole thing is being divided by 5, that means we have to multiply by 5 before we do anything else. Very good, Brady. Okay, so if we multiply by 5 on the left side, what do we have to do on the right side? The same thing. Multiply by 5. Okay. Now on this left side, we can think of this as a 5 over 1. What happens with this 5 and this 5? Cross reduce. They both become what number, Sierra? Not 0. They become 1. Very good. Okay. And we're left with what on the left-hand side? K minus 12. K minus 12 is equal to what's 4 times 5? 20. So if K minus 12 is equal to 20. Okay, how did you get to that answer, Brady? Yeah, you add 12. We say we're subtracting, now we add. This turns into our adding equation here. So negative 12 plus 12 is 0. K is now equal to, well, 20 plus 12. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. K is equal to 32. Okay? So it's like somebody just hit you with a long paragraph, and you're like, okay. But it's equal to 32. Does number 6 look a little similar to number 5? I think so. I think it looks very similar except for just different numbers, right? It's kind of the same setup. So let's try number 6 on our own. Let's try number 6 on our own.
Am I right on that? Negative times 1. Oh.
So I agree with this almost. So negative times 1 is 3 negative. And then what are you going to do with this 1 here? You're going to it's adding right now, so how do you want to do that? Subtract 1 from both sides. No, so it's becoming more negative. Negative 32. 31, yeah. Very good. This is take negative 30, it's going to be more negative. So it is negative, but it's becoming more negative. So it's negative, not 29, but negative 31. Very good. Okay. So on this one, guys, so you guys all got that first step correct, which is awesome. Okay, we multiplied both sides by that negative 2 to undo the division. Now remember, the difference between this one and one like on number 4 is that the whole thing is being divided, so we have to do the multiplication first. In this case, when it's just this being divided, we had to do the addition first. Okay, we had to get rid of the other number first before we multiply it. But since the whole thing's being divided, we do that first. The -2 we can think of as -2/1. So simplified, it'll just be 1 and 1, and we're left with n plus 1. We said 15 times -2 is going to be a positive or a negative number? Negative, right? Okay, anytime there's a negative or two different signs, multiplication or division, it's negative. And -30, okay? Now n plus 1, what do we do with this 1 to get rid of it? Subtract because it's adding, that's the opposite. Okay, so we subtract 1 from here. Now it's n, -30 becoming more negative by 1. So it ends up being -31. Reminder, these are both the same sign. So when you add and subtract, you add those together. When they're the same sign, you add them together. Just like here, they were different signs, so we subtracted. The same sign, you add. 30 plus 1 is 31, but they're both negative, so we keep the sign. Okay? Another way to think of this is it's becoming more negative, okay? Or another way to think of it even is say you owe someone $30. You owe someone $30, so you have -$30 in a way, right? If you owe someone $30, that's $30 you don't have. So you have -30. Let's say you borrow another dollar from them. You really have -31, don't you? You borrow another dollar. It's not like you only owe them $29 now. It's not like you owe them less by borrowing another dollar. You're becoming more negative. If only that's how it worked, right? Then I just keep borrowing money forever. Okay? That's not how it works. Okay? Questions? Let's flip the page. Woo! Yeah. Susan! Oh, Susan, okay? Susan had a $10 coupon, or as one person I like to say who's a redneck, coupon. Sarah had a $10 coupon for the purchase of any item. She bought a coat that was on sale for half its original price. Pretty good deal. After using the coupon, Susan paid $125 for the coat before taxes. What was the original price of the coat? Write an equation for the problem, then solve this equation. Okay, so remember word problems. What's our big thing during word problems? We need to do what? What can we do with the paragraph? Gracie? Find key terms and information, okay? So let's pull out some key terms and information. So what are some things in here that we think might be key? Gracie, what's one thing?
Literally all the numbers.
Literally all the numbers, okay? Those are usually important. $10, paid $125. $10 coupon, paid $125. What other number do we see? Okay, Dan. What other number do we see here? 1/2. Okay? We see that it's half the original price, okay? So we see all those numbers, and those are probably some key terms, okay? And what are we trying to find? What are we trying to find? Original price. Original price is what we're trying to find, okay? So do we know the original price right now? No, what can we call it? X. Okay? It's probably a pretty good thing. Let's call it X, okay? So let's say we started with the original price. What was something that happened with that price? It was on sale for half off, right? Now you'd want that sale to happen first. You'd want that sale to happen first to go to half off. We'll talk about that. Okay? So what can we do with this X if it's on sale for half? Minus a half. So if I take 140 and I minus a half, I get 139.5. You what? Divided by a half. So I think we actually mean divide by 2 or multiply by 1/2. Because if you divide by a half, if anybody remembers when we divide fractions, you're really multiplying by the reciprocal 2/1. We're not trying to double the price. So you have the right idea. But what we're meaning to say is either divide by 2, or you could call it multiplying by 1/2. Okay? Either way, it would be the same thing there. So let's take the original price, and if we're getting half of it, we can times by 1/2 or divide by 2. Either way, it's the same thing there. either times by 1/2 or divide by 2, okay? What else is happening with that? We said, what about that $10? Yeah. Subtract that $10, right? The coupon there. Okay? And then what do we get once we took half the price and we subtract $10? How much did she end up paying? $125. So that's what we end up equaling. Did we get our equation? Yeah. Okay? Do we know how to solve this equation? I think so. Okay? So what would be our first step? Boom. Add 10 to both sides. We get rid of this number. Okay? It's being added there. So now we have 1/2 x, or x divided by 2, is equal to 135. Okay? Now we need to get rid of this 1/2. How do we get rid of that fraction?
The 2 over.
Yeah, with the reciprocal, okay, the 2 over 1. We multiply by that number. So we multiply both sides by 2 over 1. Okay, or we can just call this side 2 if you'd rather. Okay, because 2 over 1 is really the same thing as 2, right? Okay? What happens with this 2 and this 2? They cross reduce and both become 1. What are we left with on the left side here, Sierra? Just x, very good. Okay, now you might not know 135 times 2 off the top of your head, that's okay. Go over to the side, we can do this math. What's 2 times 5? 10, so we have 0, carry the 1. What's 2 times 3?
6.
Plus 1? 7. And what's 2 times 1?
2.
2. So originally, the coat was $270, and then Susan ended up paying $125. That's a pretty good deal. You don't think so? It's the best deal. They had me in the first half, not gonna lie. I love that meme. You guys know that meme? They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. It's a guy that's like a football player after a game, but it's pretty funny. So it's like when Brady said, it's like, I'm like, is that a pretty good deal? He's like, no. I'm like, no, it's not. He had me going, and then he's like, it's the best deal. I'm like, I get you. That's a plot twist. So he had me in the first half, and then what he said. Okay, not gonna lie. Hey, let's talk real quick about just some shopping sense here. Some shopping sense, okay? So we talked about what would happen first, the subtracting of 10 or the half. Okay? Now we want, if this is getting applied, a discount's being applied here. If you took the original price of 270, you want the half to be first, okay? Because what would happen is if you do the subtracting by 10 first, you get 260, okay? Then we do the half. Take 260 divided by 2. You end up getting 130. Is that more or less than we paid? Is that more or less than we paid? More than what we paid, because we paid Susan paid 125. This is paying 130. What you want to happen first is you want it to be cut in half and then take the $10 off.
Wait, so we did it wrong?
No. We did it right. I'm just saying, just shop it. If you're going shopping, okay, that's what you want to happen first. You want it to be cut in half, and then you want to take $10. Okay, you want all of those discounts, the 20% off, 30% off, 50% off. You want those done first, and then you want the $10 off at the end. That's how you save your most money. Okay, because otherwise, you're only getting half of that. You're only getting half of that. They're jipping you. Okay, that's just some shopping sense. Okay. You guys don't have to write that green part down. That's just some extra shopping tips from Mr. Costle, okay? Mr. Costle, okay, be smart when you're shopping. Mr. Costle likes to go into Kohl's and mom them, okay? When I say mom them, you know, moms go in and they're like, coupon, sale, coupon, you know? That's what I do.
That's what my mom used to do. She used to be an extreme couponist. Like, we would take hours and hours cutting coupons.
See, I didn't do that, but like, I did go to Kohl's and I bought like, actually, I'll just pull up the stat because I have it on my phone still. I have a picture saved of it. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, so not this summer, but the summer before. Okay, my original total for Kohl's, okay, $900. Want to guess how much I paid?
600.
122. Yeah. Yep. Ended up paying $122 because I got all the stuff. I got everything on sale except for one thing, and then I got 40% off. Then I got another 30% off on that. And so I was like, boom. Yeah, saved $722. Isn't that crazy? Okay, but Anyway, got $900 worth of stuff, paid 122.
Yeah.
I mommed them. I mommed them. You know, that's what mom's going into. That's all I'm just saying. Gracie,
You take 7 away from 7.
you what?
You start with the 7.
You could.
Yeah.
There's a few ways you can do it.
I think we have to do like 3 by.
No,
I think you start. I think you start to the 3. You think you do the 3. 3 and D.
Okay. So, there's more than one way to do this. Okay? There's more than one way to do this. Okay? So one way you can do it is you can start out and we can combine like terms if you wanted.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay? That's one way you can do it. You can combine like terms if you wanted. What are some like terms?
5D, negative 3D.
And what do those combine to be?
Negative
2D, okay? 2D plus 7, because we still have this plus 7, equals what number?
8.
8. Now, is this like a problem we just saw?
Yeah, because then it's due -7 on both sides.
Boom. And now we're in 2D equals 1. Now we're in easy money business, right? Yeah. This is just cash at this point. We divide by 2. And D is equal to 1/2. Boom. Sorry. Might be.
How'd you get? Where's the 1? Yeah, how'd you get the 1/2?
Okay. So 8 minus 7 is 1. Okay. 2D is equal to 1. So you have to divide by 2. And 1 divided by 2 is 1 divided by 2, or 1/2. Owen Wilson. Wow.
Could I put 0.5 if it wasn't 1?
If you really wanted to, sure. That's your prerogative, I suppose. Okay. Hey, let's talk about what happened if we did it some of those other ways. You guys don't have to write this in. This is just extra bonus stuff from Mr. Costa because I'm feeling pretty generous, you know. Okay. Let's talk about. I heard someone say subtract the 7. Let's try that. 5D minus 3D, if you don't have to write the 7 anymore because that's zeroed out, is equal to 1. Okay. Now what would you do with 5D minus 3D? You still would combine those, right? And you get 2D is equal to 1. Hey, are we at the same spot we just were? Yeah. So is the same thing going to happen?
Yes.
Yeah, divide by 2, divide by 2. Hey, we've seen this before. D is equal to 1/2, okay? So we still got the same thing. So is one way more right than the other? Heck no, okay? Whatever way makes more sense for you, that's what I want you to do. If it makes more sense for you to do this first way where you combine like terms, go ahead. If it makes more sense for you to get rid of the 7 first and get that over here and have only D's over here, go ahead and do that, okay? Questions?
Could we do the plus 3D? Or would that not work?
Could you add 3D to both sides?
Maybe I get to
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me talk about what happened with that. I love these what if questions. Thanks for asking them. Okay. So if we added 3D to both sides, let's look at what would happen there, okay? There you go. So remember, we can draw this line down the middle to help us know where our sides are. But if we add 3D over here, we can't add 3D here, we have to add it over here. Because we have to do it to both sides of the equation to keep it equal. So you'd end up getting 5D plus 7, that becomes 0, is equal to 8 plus 3D. Did that help us though?
I mean,
Not really.
Not
I mean,
really.
kind of split it up.
Okay, kind of split up, but do we want our D's together or split up? We want them together, so that actually help us? No, really actually just put us further behind. Okay? So you could do that, and could we undo it and then keep going with the math? Sure. It's not like you screwed yourself beyond repair and like, well, this problem's over. Can't do anything now. Already screwed it up so much. No, you can still fix it, but it really didn't help us at all. So we got to think, grand scheme of things, what do we want? We want all the variables together on one side and all the other numbers together on the other side. And so at the end of the day, we don't want to move our variable away from each other like that. So that's a good question, though.
I have a question on the next one. Can this may be a stupid one.
Probably
Can
not.
we combine like terms? Can we combine 3 over 4 and 1 over 2 to
Okay. Hey, so question on number 2 was asked, Mr. Castle, when we combine these, what do we have to do with fractions, guys? What do you do with fractions? What do you do with fractions when you add and subtract?
Like denominators.
Okay.
Or common
Common denominators, right? We need common denominators. Okay? When we add and subtract fractions, we need common denominators, okay? So if we want to start off this one by getting like terms together, like we did on number 1 in the magenta there, okay? Then go away. Okay. Go away. Okay. Now whatever. I put it in a corner. Okay. So if we combine these, we need to get common denominators for this first. Now it might be easier for us to think about it getting rid of this before we start working with that. Maybe not though. Depends on you. Either way, you're doing the same math, right? Okay. Do we need to get a common denominator for the 1 though? No, because do we need to combine the 1 with the x's? No, we need to combine the 1 with the 2, right, over here. We need to combine the x's together. Hey, what's going to be our common denominator? This is a 4, this is a 2. If it's 4, does this need to change? No, what is this? How does this need to change? Multiply by 2 on the bottom? Oh, both and the top. Boom, because we're multiplying really by what number if it's 2 divided by 2? It's really, what's 2 divided by 2? What's any number divided by itself? 1. So we're multiplying by 2 over 2. We're really multiplying by 1. Okay, use the air quotes for that, okay? So, let's hit this one up. 3/4 x is staying unchanged, plus 1 is staying unchanged, minus, what's this fraction become? What's 1 times 2? 2 over 4x is equal to 2. Okay? So we change that fraction into negative 2 over 4 rather than negative 1 over 2. And why did we do that again? Because we can. It just sounded fun. Why did we actually do it?
Get
Common denominators so we can combine like terms. So now can we do 3/4 x plus a negative, or really minus 2/4 x?
Yeah.
Now do we subtract the 4 minus 4? Heck no, that's why we did common denominators. Let's not just waste all that work. Okay? It's 1/4 because 3 minus 2 is 1. So we have 1/4 x, the x still stays the same, plus 1 is equal to 2.
Like you could take away the 1, like subtract the 1 from itself, and then just subtract 2 from 1.
Subtract the 1 on both sides.
No. I mean, yes, but like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then you get 1.
Okay, so 1/4 x is equal to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to subtract the 1 because it's adding. Okay? Now, this is a problem we've seen, right? We've seen this. So we multiply by what on both sides? You said 4 over 1. Multiply by that reciprocal, okay? That reciprocal. Now, can I call this just 4? Or do I have to call it 4 over 1? We can call it 4, right? Because 4 over 1 really is 4. We called it 4 over 1 here because there's already a fraction here, right? Okay? And then this ends up being 1, and we do have x is equal to 4 because that's 1 times 4. Very good. Okay?
Oh.
Okay. Questions on that? Dang. Okay. Let's go right below this. Another one. Skirt. Thanks for asking.
What?
I had another class and someone was saying, we had another class and I think yeah. You see what I think you said? Okay. Okay. Making sure. Okay. Happy I misheard you though. So anyway, okay.
Did you have the video? You just rewatch it.
Okay. have a secret mic just on you, Brady.
Oh.
You know, it's needed.
Giant breasts.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, you're opening about the germvax. No, I had a class the other day, and they were talking about DJ Call, and like, yo, for a while I thought DJ Call just like made his money by just saying his name. DJ make the beats.
Bro, he's just loud, my guy.
DJ Call, like that's all I did. Was just
Yeah.
say,
$2 million my way.
boom. That'd be legit.
Okay.
We dank.
It would be dank.
I feel like
Okay.
the government would come to you.
Probably. Okay. So hey, 4 times the quantity of 2x plus 1 minus 5x equals 10. Hey, wait, what's this? What do we have to do with this 4?
You do
4
that.
times 2.
Don't you have to do it in parentheses though first?
Okay, can we, so order of operations, Gracie saying, order of operation, Gracie is saying, hey, typically we would do that in parentheses first. Can we add 2x plus 1 though? No. So what do we have to do with this 4? We have to do distribute. So we take 4 times 2x, which is 8x, very good. And we also have to do 4 times 1, which is,
4.
and what sign goes between those two?
Addition.
Addition, because there's a plus sign here.
Why 4?
Why not 4?
Is it because it's the only like just normal number?
Because it's right next to because it's 4 times
Because
1.
4 is right here.
But what if there was no number in there? What if
Then it would
Then you don't have to do anything.
it would just be 1.
no, like there would,
Then you can subtract.
like a 4x.
Well, what are you asking?
Like
If what was different?
what if there was like 4 plus another number, like 4 plus 2
In the parentheses?
X. But if it was like no, out of the parentheses.
Like, okay, so if it was like
Yeah, 4 plus 2x.
that,
Yeah.
okay? So this, we would be told the x is being multiplied with this first, because this is multiplication. So it'd be 4 plus 2x squared plus x. Does that answer your question at all?
Yes. So that rarely happens, right? Though.
Yeah.
Okay, score. I don't want.
Or if it does, this tells us to do the multiplication first, because we do multiplication before addition.
Really? You didn't such thing as that?
Yeah.
It's slow right now.
You what?
That looks crazy, man.
Crazy.
Wait, is that like
There's only 40.
do we ever have to learn that?
Slow.
I've only been in
So hey, we have 8x plus 4. What else do we still have?
You have your 5x.
We have the minus 5x equals 10. Hey, does this now look like one of the problems we just had?
Yeah.
8x plus.
Okay,
5.
I want you guys to solve it. I
Okay.
want you guys to finish that up, okay, my dudes?
My dude.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Those were the-
Ah, no, it's Wednesday. I'm wearing pink.
It's Wednesday? Oh my gosh, I thought it was
I'm not wearing
Tuesday.
pink.
On Wednesdays we were pink.
I have a pink sock.
I got
Are any of y'all going to the pink thing tonight?
Oh my god. What group? Are you in that dumb group chat?
Dude, I've been doing lip syncs.
I'm here.
I'm in lip sync.
I don't know.
You are, it's in the parking lot.
I know.
Where are you going?
Wait, at 6:30.
Yeah, that's what I was told right
Do you have like Jessica on
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
there's
that's
only
last year.
there's only
That's
one
not
lip
delicious.
sync. It's
Oh, great.
supposed to.
Are you guys ever posting? Are you doing it? Am I going?
So what'd you get?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
Well, I wasn't talking.
Okay.
I don't know.
What did you get?
Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, you haven't finished writing it down.
Yeah, I didn't think it was supposed to be.
Wait,
Well,
which one are we on?
I can understand the confusion because I saw, like I said, oh, let's go ahead and solve it. Wait, did I? Oh, I did. Okay. Yeah, so I don't understand.
Yeah, I was talking to her.
Yeah, probably should do that.
My B dog.
Good. But she started talking Gucci Mane.
I mean, I at least got the problem with it. I gotta do
So did I.
We have plenty of time to work on it still. Don't worry, guys.
He looks like my grandpa.
Okay,
See,
so one other
Oh,
grandpa.
okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Right.
I
Alright,
just saw my grandpa like that occasion. That's not nice.
So can I do
Are you going
four
to
minus
tonight?
4?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got soccer tonight, dude.
You soccer?
No, you don't. Oh, by the way, could you talk to Mr. Wrestling as well? Because I don't know.
I
I'm gonna talk to him today about guys coming to our practice, so they can also go to our open.
Okay, so I
Would you mind? Because I feel like an adult persuasion would help as well.
Can I play soccer?
Football gets over 7, maybe.
So,
Maybe.
Yeah.
What
well, soccer's
what
during
was your question?
I said, can I play
As
soccer?
long as you're eligible.
No, like 7.
I would
Today,
today.
we get done at 7.
By the school policy.
Pass it on my
Are you
class.
doing
practice.
drugs?
Okay, I'll talk to Coach Randy and see what's up.
I can
I
play
mean, that's part of it.
True.
You're gonna do baseball, dog.
baseball is not until the end of the school year.
So is soccer.
Okay, screw baseball.
It's
But
your
you like
baseball.
love baseball.
Soccer doesn't need a
Soccer's
soccer
my
player.
life, dog.
You play soccer his whole life.
Who's your favorite player?
What's his name?
Messi.
No.
Cristiano.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's my favorite player.
That's
No,
my
that's my
favorite
favorite player.
Neymar, Suarez. Oh, you like Suarez, right?
What number is he? What number is Ronaldo?
I forgot.
Oh.
I don't watch soccer in a while.
Yeah.
Am I right? It's 7.
It's 7. Yeah, he literally goes by CR7. Cristiano Ronaldo 7.
I actually used to play soccer though.
Yeah.
When I was little.
Yeah.
I like how everyone played sports. I
You
used
were
to play soccer.
Grassberry? When you were little?
Alright, okay. So here,
That is what?
so far,
That
keep
was-
finishing what we're working on here,
How
okay?
do I do
What
that?
is the answer?
What would you do with 3 times x? How'd you get rid of the 3?
Common denominators.
What
There's no
would you?
denominators right now. You have 3x equals 6, right?
That's exactly.
How do you
what
get rid of 3?
You divide.
Because it's currently
They multiply.
multiplied.
So
So
just-
just do multiplication by division. So you divide by
3.
Where'd you get a 2 from? I don't know either. You made up a number.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
guess.
okay.
Well,
So it would
why
just
don't you
be
number
one?
K's?
No, okay, 1 or 2. 2. It's 2.
What's 3 divided by 3?
It's x equals
It
2.
is x equals 6 divided by 3. Because you divide both sides, right? Yeah. You gotta keep varying.
Okay.
What are you doing? What'd you get up to?
Ooh.
Okay, or we get the super low rider one.
What's up?
Okay. Okay, okay, there's a couple ways we can do it. Do you have to combine like terms first?
No, but you can't.
No, but you can, okay? You have to subtract the 4 first. No, but you can. Either way is okay. Okay? As I was looking around, it looks like a lot of us did the combine like terms first, but it's fine whichever way you do it. So 8x minus 5x is 3x plus 4 is equal to 10. Now what could you do?
You could take away the 4.
Take away the 4, subtract the 4.
You get a 6.
3x is equal to 6, my dudes. Now, Anthony, what would you do with that 3 since it's multiplying with x? Divide by 3. Did we just pick 3 randomly, or why did we pick 3?
Because 3 is a cool number.
Because 3 is a cool number. I agree 3 is a cool number, but why did we pick 3?
Because you need to divide it by it.
Because you need to get rid of it.
Because that's what it's being multiplied by, so we get rid of it. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1. If we had chosen another number, would we have gotten the same thing? No, it wouldn't have helped us, okay? If we chosen another number, that wouldn't have helped us. But as it sits, x is equal to 2.
Can we take a brain break, Doc?
Brain break, dog?
Break time.
I don't think there's any.
Let's do this second one, and then we can take a mini brain break. Does that sound good?
How long? 5 minutes?
Okay? Maybe not 5 minutes. Okay? Maybe we'll take a mini brain break, okay? Okay? Deal. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay? Hey, here, I want you guys to practice this distributing, but in this case, are you going to distribute the 3 to the negative 2? No, because that's not inside the parentheses, right? What are you going to have to do with this
You take
negative?
2 and
Let's take a negative 2. So what can help with this, guys, is to turn this negative into a positive. And what do you do with this 2 then? You make it a negative. So if you change the negative into a positive, if you change a minus into a plus, you change the sign after it. So you take negative 2 into both of these, okay? So I want you guys to do that distributing. And I want you guys to work on trying to solve this one. This one's a bit of a bigger problem, okay?
I've already done the first part.
Yeah, what
Okay.
once you just go distribute the 3 to the x, so it's 3x, and then the 3 plus 5.
Distribute 3 to 5. Then multiply.
Multiply, so it's 15.
Just like we did on number 1, because you did 4 times 1, you got 4. 2 times.
Okay, did I get this part right so far?
So this is a negative 2x, right? This was negative times negative 1. Positive 2. Okay, there we go. That's that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Be careful. Okay.
Depends. Is that right?
That's like a diaper.
I mean, depends on like,
What's negative 2 times negative 1? Positive 3 times.
oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
might be dog.
I think I messed this whole problem.
Okay. So right here, I would just put plus, right? It's like the end of this, so I would just put plus.
Okay. Oh, you still have to have that minus though. It's still, it's right now, it's positive, right?
Yeah.
So put plus 2, yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
So then plus.
You saw that 2.
Why is that six?
I don't know if I
That's a knee slapper. I think I messed that whole problem up.
No.
I actually didn't.
Because what would you do now? What symbol is between 3x and 5? Or x and 5?
Division.
So you have to have that between the 3x and 15, so just write a little plus sign in there. There you go. You get that over here and here, and that would change that. So now what would you do?
Just, right here.
Yep.
I'd give minus 15.
Yep. That'll get you. Maybe double check. Let me see if you're on that, yeah. So here, what's a negative times a negative?
Positive.
Positive. It's positive 2. That's going to change that to a positive 2, which changes this to a positive 2. It's now instead of adding, what are you going to do? Subtract. Okay. That's going to change your number there. Okay. Everything else you have is correct. So, okay. Not quite. Let's look. Okay. So here, what's negative 2 times negative 4? Negative 2 Positive 2. Negative 22. Yeah, positive 2. It would be positive just 2. So this is positive 2. So that's a negative 2x. And this is a positive 2. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. I think x makes out as 11 there. That we can see.
No.
That'll change the sign we have after. Okay.
So did I do special?
Wait, so 7 minus 15. Okay. So are these different signs or the same sign? They're different. Okay, so you see
Oh,
what's 15 minus 7?
15 minus 7 is 8.
8. So is it going to be positive? Which sign's bigger? Where'd you get negative? So it's negative 8 there.
I just want to make sure.
And then after that,
Huh?
what would I do after that?
Ask yourself that question.
I would, that's over, or no, I would divide it.
What operation's happening now? That's the question you ask. What operation's happening now with x?
Oh, minus,
There you go.
2.
Okay. So 15 minus 5 is 10. Which number is bigger? 15 or 5?
Oh, so we can do. Is that answer right there?
Cool. Can I go potty?
Actually, I'm gonna have you wait 1 second. Okay. So here,
What time is
number
it?
is that? 17 or 7?
Okay, I was
Yeah, dog.
Really, right?
Yeah, I told you.
Okay. Hey, let's talk about this one up here. Okay. So as we distribute, it looked I like everyone got this first part right. Okay. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is 15. And we need to have this plus sign in there. Okay. Now here is the tricky part. Here is the tricky part for us. Okay. Was this negative? We have negative 2 times x. That's negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1. It's not like you used up the negative. You have to do the negative 2 again. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2, okay? That was the biggest thing I saw tripping us up, was that negative. And that was meant to be a little tricky, which is why it's in here, because we need to learn that, okay? And develop our skills in that area. Now, we started combining like terms. We saw 3x and negative 2x, I saw us make that x plus 15 plus 2 is equal to 7, okay? Now I saw some people subtracting 15 first. You can do that. You can also subtract 2 first. What else could you do? What's another option? Could we combine these two? Could we do 15 plus 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could if you wanted. And you get what? 17, okay? So you can do it that way as well. Like I said, I saw some people subtracting 15, some people subtracting 2. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? So now if you have x plus a number equals 7, what are you going to do with this number? Subtract it to get rid of it. Now, are these different signs or the same sign? Different sign. One's positive, one's negative, okay? So you subtract it. So what's 17 minus 7? 10, but it's negative because 17 was bigger, okay? So Anthony, you did it a different way, right? Here you subtracted the 15, didn't you? You subtracted the 2, okay? Did you get the same answer though? Yeah. Now Caden, what did you do? You subtracted the 15 and the 2.
I subtracted the 15.
The 15, okay? So right there we have two different ways that we did it. And I saw Gracie subtracted the 17, right? And I think Sierra, you did the same. Okay? And you guys all got the same answer, right?
Yeah.
So that means it's okay if you did it any of those three ways. It's still perfectly fine because we're still doing okay math. Questions on that? Okay? Everybody stand up. We're going to take a lap around the hallway real quick. Okay?
What?
So you guys need to take the bathroom break while you're there. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, so
Ow.
we're like jogging or walking? Walking.
I don't know if I'll be there for the whole 7 days meeting. I gotta finish up math work for finals.
Okay.
So I'll be there whenever I get it done.
Okay, so now we're going to take our horse to the Old Town Road. Horse. All right.
Why do you have to shoot at me?
They have flat tires. Wait. Pure light. Watson? Is it good?
Yes. Some high quality H2O.
Okay, you want
Okay.
Of course.
Let's
Wait, Kylie, who?
Ross Mayo.
No, that was Haley.
Who's who?
Haley.
Haley Green.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a troublemaker.
There's Big E.
Big E. Oh, Ian.
Yep.
They always call him Big E.
Yep.
Maybe I'll call him that now. Like, whoa, you must be one of the cool kids at this castle. I know. I just teach them. Okay. Solving multi-step equations with fractions. Fractions. Oh no, we're doomed. I don't know what to do with fractions. Okay, we're gonna get better at them today. Okay. What's this note say?
Clear the fraction before you begin.
Clear the fractions before you begin. Okay. So if there's fractions everywhere, we're gonna practice clearing them. Okay. We kind of talked about that idea earlier. We're gonna actually practice now. Okay. We're gonna clear the fraction before we begin. Okay. So we can say, if you look at the denominators here, 3, 6, and 9. We're not talking about how fine someone is. Okay. 3, 6, and 9. Okay. That's pretty funny if you got it. I'm just gonna throw it
Wait,
out.
what did you say?
Yeah, I said 3, 6, 9. We're not gonna talk about how fine anyone is.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't get it.
The song. Yeah. Okay. Like it's
I never heard 3, 6, 9 before.
yeah.
I think I've heard it.
Yeah. Get low by little dog.
I think we have to play it.
No. We're super not gonna do that. Okay. So anyway, that song was big when I was in high school. Okay. So what would be the common denominator for those three? 9.
Or
Okay.
12.
9. 9. Does 9 go into 12?
Well, I mean, no, but like.
So 9 would be our common denominator. Okay.
6 only goes into 9 once, not even.
Oh, excuse me, not 9 then. Okay. So what are we gonna do? 12 doesn't work. 18. Okay. Could 3 get to 18?
Yes.
Okay. Could 6 get to 18?
Yes.
Could 9 get to 18?
Yes.
Okay. So 18
No,
is
sir.
all. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna multiply each of these by 18. You're gonna multiply each of these by 18. So you're gonna multiply this entire left side of the equation by 18 and the entire right side of the equation by 18. Now,
What?
once again, we are not.
Wait, I thought we were just like making combinations. That's what I was working on.
Okay. Right.
I should have just watched you, man.
Track with me. Track with me. Track with me. Okay. We're choosing that because just a little on the beta traction. Okay. We chose 18 because that would be our common denominator. Okay. We have it all in common. Now we're gonna multiply by 18, and we're gonna look at some cool stuff that happens. Okay. So if we're gonna multiply by 18, with fractions we said it's easier to think of it as 18 over what? 1. Okay. Now here we have to do distributing, right? Right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, since this is gonna get a little complicated, is I'm going to show that distributing a little more broken up. I'm gonna call it 18 over 1 times x plus 1 over 3 plus 18 over 1 times x over 6. Is that really what that distributing is doing anyway? It's this times this and this times this. Okay? So like earlier, on an earlier problem, okay, so don't write this part down, on an earlier problem, if we had like 4 times x plus 3, that's 4 times x plus, excuse me, I need to write an x there. That's 4 times x plus 4 times 3. But what, yeah, 4x is 4x, and what is 4 times 3? 12. So that's just an in-between step, but we were already skipping that because we know how to do it. We're just showing that here.
It would be like 18x plus 18.
On this on the top, it could, but we're gonna look at what happens here instead, okay? Because what happens here with this 9 and this 18? Can they reduce? Yeah. What goes into both of them?
2.
9 goes into both of them. How many times does 9 go into 9?
Once.
How many times does 9 go into 18?
2.
Twice. So what's 1 times 2?
2.
2. Okay. So we can do a similar thing here. Can we cross reduce 18 and 3?
No. Yes.
Yeah, that would make our life easier. Okay, we could multiply it out and get 18x plus 18, but this will make our numbers smaller and thus our life easier. Do we like smaller or bigger numbers usually? Smaller. Smaller numbers once we're talking about our bank account. Okay. So what goes into both 3 and 18? What number goes into both of them? 3 goes into both of them. How many times does 3 go to 18? going to 3? Ones, okay? So now you have 6 times this x plus 1. So what's 6 times x? What's 6 times 1? And now do we have that fraction anymore if it's over 1?
No.
Heck no! I wrote that really small, didn't I? Can you guys read that? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Kaden. Okay. On this 18 and this 6, what goes into both 18 and 6? 6. How many times does 6 go into 18? How many times does 6 go into 6? So what's 3 times x? 3x. That's still equal to that 2. See how we no longer have any fractions? Okay. So I'm gonna recap how we did that before we finished solving this. I'm gonna recap how we did that before we finished solving this. Why did we pick 18?
Because it could go into like all
Every
of them
number.
could go, yeah.
All of these numbers go into 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you need a number that all of them go into. Now, do you want a huge number or do you want the smallest number they can all go into? The smallest number, right? We like smaller numbers once it's our bank account. Okay? So then we distribute it. Now remember how I wrote this. I did this times the first part. This times the second part. Just like you're distributing, I just wrote the in-between step. And then we look to simplify. Now after I simplify it, did I do 6 only times the x, or did I do 6 times x and times the 1? And the 1. You have to multiply it to both of those there, okay? You have to distribute that as well, okay? But then we end up getting rid of our fraction. Now, is this the problem that we had earlier, essentially? It's very similar to the ones we just had, okay? So now I want you guys to finish solving this. Okay? I want you guys to go ahead and finish solving the 6x plus 6 plus 3x equals 2. Asher and Prancer. So it's close. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's right so far. That actually was 84, that's right. So what would you do now? Yep, we're gonna get a fraction on this one, guys. We're gonna get a fraction.
It's like
Hands up.
I didn't get a fraction. Is it 1/3?
Mm,
1/2.
can't simplify that actually after you divide it.
It's
After you're gonna divide by one number on both sides. Right. And so you can't simplify that fraction. It's
like 2. So
just
it's
gonna
just
stay
that over 4.
the other way.
4 over 9.
Oh,
Negative,
just
right?
these?
Yeah.
Oh, oh my god.
So, yeah, I agree with this. I agree with that. Yep, because you divide by 9, don't you? We get to undo the multiplication. Now, what do we know about this 4? Is it positive or negative? Boom. Very good. This was a bit weird of a number. Yeah. Yeah. Be good math. Very good.
Are we gonna still look over this one? 'Cause I think
No.
this was like 20 of them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Sure.
This class goes by.
It's a lot of hurry up and wait, right?
What was it?
We do a problem, we wait. We do a problem, we wait. We do a problem, we wait,
I
right?
don't think
Yeah.
that was slow. We got like.
Miss Rowan. I think this is better than Miss Rowan's class.
No, because Miss Rose do on her computers. That's why.
Doing what IXLs every day?
I
Literally.
can do
Not,
IXL.
not learning anything. I've learned more in here already than just doing this, and I've learned all your own.
Nah, Miss
Exactly.
was a good teacher, bro.
That's why
I just.
this is better. That's why it takes longer because you're actually learning stuff.
No, I know that.
I got
I
her
don't
when
like
I
talking
first
to
teacher. I thought she was a pretty good teacher.
Miss Rowan is the worst teacher.
No, she was a pretty good teacher. Yes. Should have paid attention when she gave the
When
lesson.
she just throws IXLs at
No.
you.
All right, guys, we're not gonna argue
No,
over a
listen.
teacher.
Lesson.
She gave us a lesson and then she gave She knows what to do in the
I thought it
keyboard.
was pretty good, man. I could get this.
Yeah, I got it.
Cause you use fuck man.
No,
Yeah.
I
How
just
could
got
you
it.
No, we didn't use photo math. We used.
Although it's
That's
not
like
I know
science.
what else you use.
Yeah,
too.
different things.
I just did my work.
It would only like
I actually
solve it.
I actually did. I'm not even playing. Finished every except by myself. And I are there on fuck man.
6 is the biggest number.
Or if, we don't pull our homework down, it's just straight from the textbook, like page this, numbers this, do this. But if you do, there's like an app called Slater that we can use.
Yeah, that's
That
what
too.
I appreciate the app that we created. It's something.
I just saw, like, in class, I saw a bunch of people hacking.
Teachers know about
That stuff was dumb.
Yeah.
How they like highlighted the numbers for their score and
And there's, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of.
That's
So
skillful,
you subtract
but-
6 from 6, x. That's not the same thing. Okay, so when you subtract this 6, that's what you did here.
I did do it from this one, the regular six.
That's what you did here, so let's just back
What?
up here.
More than you, yeah.
And like, almost like this step.
Oh.
Now it's this
Oh.
step, this,
No.
this right here.
Oh, dude. But wait till I get my
Just
side.
pretend like that.
Ooh.
Alright, maybe we just jump from here to here. So
Okay.
you subtract
That's
6,
football player.
so you have 6x still.
I was a soccer player.
No.
Yeah, football. I played football.
Yeah,
6x
Not
plus
like
6.
playing football.
listen.
Now what would you do with the 6x?
You can get knocked to the ground and
Now
pass,
you-
but
you-
imagine, like,
I can do
somebody
it.
way bigger than you
Plus
to the floor and the pass.
X equals negative.
Like, I should know.
Okay, so would be
I
negative
honestly-
4 over 9.
I'm like positive. I think I could take it.
I think the worst thing that I did last year was I headbutted a girl and her face started
I can
bleeding
do that.
in the middle of the game, and I felt so bad
Oh
that
my-
she had to get pulled out of the game. She was a starter, and so they put this little like 4'9" girl in, and she was mean, like not like physically mean. She would push you, and the rest would see, but she would like cuss you out the entire game.
Well,
That's like me in football. Though.
Yeah, on the football team though, it was either
She
Andy
didn't
or
get carded
someone.
for it at all. Like she like yelled the effort multiple times at me and Riley was like, "Don't say anything.
That's good.
You don't need a yellow card."
Like
That's
so,
really
like in
good right
football,
there.
though, in football though, like if you're against Norris, we would just argue back and forth about who won last year and stuff.
It was a-
And then in football, we were versus Gretna, I'm pretty sure Andy or someone on the line broke this kid's neck. Remember that? Gretna? So puking all over the sideline.
Oh,
I clapped up. I remember that play. So I'll explain. We were gonna make a pass, right? But none of us were open. And I ran a slant, and I came in. And Sam ran the ball and just kicked out right behind him because our line doesn't know how to block. And when he was coming, I came back in like I just cracked him. I laid him out, and couldn't get back up for long. And went to the sidelines and started throwing up. And then finally broke his neck.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, he's like nonstop threw up like basically all the way down the sideline.
that boy. You.
I mean,
Okay,
that's the most-
So I saw a lot of us chose to do this subtracting 6 first, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, it was whatever you guys are most comfortable with. Could you guys also do 6x plus 3x first if you wanted?
Yeah.
Sure, you don't have to. If you want to get rid of the 6 first, go ahead. So if you get rid of that, you still have the 6x plus 3x here. What's 2 minus 6?
I mean,
Negative
oh my god.
4. Negative 4, okay? I noticed you guys seem to do better on that on your worksheets than we did earlier, which is good, okay?
Sorry.
So they're different signs. One's positive, one's negative, so you subtract it. 6 minus 2 is 4, okay? Use your hands if you need. 6, take away 2. You got 4. I can't really hold that. 4. There we go. Okay. Can't do that very well when I have a pen. So it ends up being negative there because the 6 is bigger. Now what do we do with the 6x and the 3x? You add them. You combine like terms. What's 6 plus 3? 9x. 9x equals negative 4, okay? Now how do we get rid of this 9 since it's multiplying?
You can
I got
take the 9 away from itself.
Okay, how?
Division.
Division. Okay? Now, these equations are a constant question of what do we have going on? How do we undo that? What do we have going on? How do we undo that? Okay? So what do we have going on? Multiplication. How do we undo that? Division. 9x divided by 9 is x. Now, negative 4 divided by 9. Does any number go into both 4 and 9?
No.
No, only one. That doesn't help us. So this just is our answer. -4/9. I know that's kind of weird, but that's just our answer.
Can we get some homework in here tonight?
Is
Right.
homework?
Like, my mom's been kind of getting on me because apparently I gotta do my homework. Like, we haven't had
Yeah, we had. Couple of those things.
one question.
Yeah.
I finished that class.
Yeah, so homework.
I need like a whole page of homework.
Alright, I'll get you guys some.
No, please.
Just give it to him.
Just Anthony.
I give it to everybody. We all need to start getting some homework.
Once we get more into the swing of things, we'll have some more, but we'll also have some work time in class to do it. This kind of stuff is review, refresher. I wanted to go through these all of the students together. Okay, I want to recap what we did here, okay? Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Because we have another problem very similar to this that we're going to work on by ourselves. I want to recap what we did here. Right? Make sure we're paying good attention, so it looks like we are, okay? So we had fractions all over the place, didn't we? That's a mess. It's a huge mess. So we said, what would the common denominator be? What number do 3, 6, and 9 all go into? We said 18. So we multiplied both sides by 18, right? Now there were two different things on the left side, two different terms because the plus sign separating them. So we distribute. And we broke down the middle step of distributing, okay? Where you said we're going to have 18 times the first part and 18 times the second part with that plus sign in between them. And also, we said, hey, 1/9 times 18/1, we can simplify that and get 2. Then we said, okay, 18/1 times x plus 1/3. Let's simplify to make our lives easier. And then we have to distribute the 6. 18/1 times x/6, let's simplify and then multiply 3 times x. If there are multiple things on the top of the fraction, you distribute as well. And then from there, we solve like we have before. Okay? So from here, it became normal. As we got rid of the fractions, it became like a normal problem. Questions on that? Okay. So what I want you guys to do now, I want you guys to do this number 2 here. I want you guys to do this number 2 here, okay? Once again, do we have fractions all over the place?
Yes.
Gotta go to
Yes.
6.
Okay? So we're going to work on getting rid of the fractions here, okay? So we're going to start with the same process. So I want you guys to try this, okay? I want you guys to try this. Alright. After you get rid of the fraction, raise your hand and have me check it before you continue solving. After you get rid of the fraction, raise your hand, have me check it before you continue solving.
I just have one question.
Okay, so here, we got rid of all the fractions, didn't we?
Yeah.
So it would be when you get to this end. When you have no more denominators, raise your hand so I can check where you're at before you continue solving.
Do you put your number under 1?
Over 1? Yeah. When you're doing the fractions, it makes it a little easier for us to read.
Okay, so. I need help.
Yeah.
I simplified the 3 and 6.
Yeah. So where did you get 3 from? Oh, you changed that. I see what you're doing. Okay. So you.
I was just thinking that.
So your
The
what
frozen
was your
song
question? Say that one more time. Okay, so what we have to be careful with is what we did. Was we distributed, right? So that's the step we're missing right now. We need to distribute first. We need to do 6 times 1/2 plus 6
I don't have to
times
start off.
6.
I'll
And
start.
then
Watch
they
this.
become different.
So
It's
like
like
they all go
problems.
into one number.
Does that make sense?
They're going to 6. So you just see that. And then like put it close over 1. And if there's 6 right here, go over 1. I'm pretty sure you do your cross reduce. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I don't know.
Okay, but remember, okay, so I noticed we're catching, what number are we multiplying by here? 6, okay, very good, so we're multiplying by 6, cool, okay? We're multiplying this side by 6, and this side by 6, okay? Now over here, did we just start cross-reducing right away, or what did we do first?
Put it over 1. Cross reduce. Oh, never mind.
Put it over 1 and distribute that first. So we rewrote that, we wrote it as 6/1 times 1/2, and then kept going with the other stuff, right? That's how I want you guys to do it, so let's go ahead and keep going through that. Okay? Be careful, be careful, be careful.
Okay, it's good.
So do we even touch the 8/6? Really?
Not in the very first step, but in this next step you will.
Question.
Yes.
So, right here, how would I do? Like, I would just do like how many times 2 goes to 6. Okay,
It's like what goes into both numbers
3.
Six.
there? 2 goes into both numbers.
Right. Yeah.
How many times does 2 go into 2?
1 time.
So I cross it out, make it 1. How many times does it go into 6?
3.
Cross it out, make it 3. Okay. But now we have to also have that plus sign, because right, we're doing the 6, we're distributing it. So you have 6 over 1. So right over here, times what?
Times A over 6.
Equals. And then you have this problem.
Or 1 over 3.
So now you did that, and you do this, and you do this.
Okay.
Is this my?
You know what? I just no, it's like let me show you
The back release? Yeah.
Why,
You
two
actually-
minus 3, what kind of one?
I'm just saying higher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Here, which number is bigger, 3 or 2? Which is ugly, so you keep that sign going.
Just go like this.
There you go.
That's what I did. It doesn't look nothing alike.
Let's go ahead and clear this, finish clearing the fraction, okay?
Let's just call it
That looks ugly.
So, let's finish writing this out. Okay? We gotta write the in between step. So we wrote it over here, we write it over here.
I'll be looking up there.
Okay, this is like
So just like we wrote the in between step here, we have to write the in between step here, okay? Just like we have 6 over 1 times 1 over 2, this first part, we have 6 over 1 plus 6 over 1 times a over 6 equals 1 over 3 times 6 over 1. Now we can do this multiplication, and this multiplication. Okay, so we need to finish writing that step. That's the step we're missing right now.
Mine's so clustered up and I can't see them.
So what we can help is if we go through just one at a time. Okay. So here, what did we end up with? That's the first part. Just cover with your handy. That do. Okay, so write that below it. You don't have to write over 1 if you don't want to. I mean, you could, but you have to.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now what's comes next?
Plus 6.
Plus.
Times.
Just do a plus. Just write a plus.
You have
If you don't even write anything else, yeah, just write the plus. You don't need to write 6 over 1 right now.
like
Now, go over here. What are you gonna do with that?
I can
Six
just go
plus
across
six.
and multiply.
Sorry, the 1.
No.
Okay. So what are you left with?
1 over 9. Or 9 over 1.
Is that a 9 or is that a?
Oh, 8.
Yeah, we can put your handwriting. So write plus.
Plus 8.
Okay. And I would go ahead and write into that you reduce those. So like do the marks. That way you can look back and remember what you did. Okay. Now, what comes next after this part? We have the equals. Okay. And what did we end up with over here?
2 over 1.
Okay. Now is that a lot simpler of a problem?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So see how I just literally just covered it up? Yeah, that's a tip you can do. Take your hand. Okay. Make sense?
Yes.
See what you gain.
So I got.
I think this is way off. What'd you get for this part?
3, 6, and what's this turn into?
I just
Oh, oh, this turns into a. This turns into an A.
Oh!
What's between
That's
this
what I
and
did too.
plus A equals 2? Yeah. Right, make sure you write the plus in this, you don't confuse yourself later when you come back.
And he doesn't name me, but the A was a 9.
I thought you saw me and I started multiplying.
Okay.
So you guys need to have better
Okay,
handwriting.
so what's the
Dude,
next
my
step
handwriting's
after
good.
this?
So
That
if this is
hurts.
3 plus A equals 2, how would you solve that?
3 plus A equals 2.
Write your name, Trout.
3A equals.
What's happening with the 3
I
and
don't
A?
have all day.
They're adding.
So how do you undo it?
Subtract.
Okay.
So I subtract 3.
From both sides, right? Very good. Okay. Class, we're gonna make sure you have this one finished for tomorrow. Okay. should have this one finished for tomorrow. Not actually for tomorrow, but for fun socks Friday, okay?
I got my socks picked out already.
We're not gonna have homework on Friday, but what we're looking at doing is probably a quiz on Friday, okay? So I'm gonna make sure that's gonna happen, okay? It's gonna be over the first 4 sections probably, okay? And then I want you to work on some of the notes. Alright, and that video. That way you'll see on there what we went through, okay?
But
We should be going through 0.5, okay?
look it up.
Google 5 too. I'll post them on there, okay?
You got your socks picked out for Friday?
Not yet, maybe just pick about the night before.
I already got one picked out.
You already have them picked out?
I feel like I have a feeling
Alright.
I already know what.
Finish your class.
No, I could tell you what they were,
But that
but
was
then you got an idea, so like,